Yo, what up? I have not made a video in a while. Kind of inconvenient sometimes. So a lot going on with Dallas and the Cowboys and Jason Garrett coming off a loss in New England. Record is 6-5, and Dallas is yet to beat a team with a winning record this year. However, that might change Thursday against the Bills. But Buffalo has a really good defense. Their offense, and I think they have a nice young quarterback who's potentially could be a star in this league. He's got a huge arm. So we'll see. They have a couple good running backs. They have an amazing receiver in Cole Beasley. That was a joke. But we'll see. But their defense is pretty solid. So I've been saying a lot. I think we've been talking about it for the last 2 or 3 years about whether or not Jason Garrett needs to be fired. And I think the answer is clear. I think that writing's been on the wall. Yet Jerry Jones continues to kick this can down the road. And if you've watched my videos, especially the ones over the last, year and a half, I don't think Jason Garrett is as bad as everybody makes him out to be. And don't get it wrong, or don't get it twisted. Don't make no mistake about it. He's not great by any means. Big trailer just ran a red light. He's not great by any means. There are definitely better coaches, but there are also much worse coaches out there that we could have. And I always refer to Marvin Lewis, right? So he's been the coach. Jason Garrett's been the coach for 9 years, 10 years, long time. It has 2 playoff appearances, or 3 playoff appearances, 2 playoff wins. Marvin Lewis coached Cincinnati for 15 or 16 years and never got out of the wild card round, So there are definitely worse coaches to have. That being said, I don't think that Jason Garrett is great, but I don't think he's entirely the problem. And what I mean by that is I think Jerry Jones is the problem. I think Jerry Jones' ego is the problem. And to elaborate on that a little more, he came out after the game on Sunday and he criticized the coaching, right? He didn't say any names, but you could read between the lines. He was criticizing the coaching was bad. Sure, it was. There were mistakes, but it's nothing new. It's something that we've been dealing with for the last 5, 6, 7 years. So and maybe he's looking for a little more growth out of Jason Garrett as head coach, but that's what you get when you put somebody in charge who doesn't really have experience as a head coach. And the same could be said for Kellen Moore at offensive coordinator. And that's one thing that always drives me crazy is like when things go bad, your scapegoat is Jason Garrett. When things go great, you're going to give all the glory to the players, rightfully so, and then Kellen Moore and Chris Richard. But they don't get any of the blame ever. They never get the blame. And I'm not a fan of Kellen Moore. I don't think Kellen Moore. There have been a couple plays here and there where I'm like, okay, that's something new, something I haven't seen. I like that creativity, but I'm not sold on him as the offensive coordinator, and I'm not sold on Chris Richard as the defensive coordinator. So everybody's talking about, Jerry Jones, you should fire Jason Garrett and put Chris Richard in. What head coaching experience does he have? Like, what is going on here? What is your goal, right? Is your goal to win a Super Bowl? Is your goal to win a Super Bowl this year? That's not going to happen. I'll tell you that right now. I do not believe that we're going to sniff. If we get to the NFC Championship game, that in itself will be a miracle. You figure the way that things are shaking out right now, Dallas is going to win the division. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, Cowboy legends for life. Fret not, my friend. Philly looks bad to me. I don't think Philly's a good team at all. They're all over the place. I don't think Carson Wentz has any help whatsoever, whether it's a running back running the ball, taking pressure off him, or receivers catching the ball. Carson Wentz is basically a one-man fucking show. And they're not going to win the division. I think Dallas is going to win the division handily, and I think we're going to host Seattle. And I don't think we're a better team than Seattle. I think Seattle's going to come in and they're going to outplay us. I think the blueprint is out on how to beat us, and that's take Zeke away. And I don't want to hold it before I go back, because you guys know that I'm not a fan of Dak Prescott, right? I'm just not a fan of Dak Prescott. I do want to give, and I have to give him credit, because if there's been one positive in the offensive side of the ball this year, it's been Dak Prescott. He's done the right things to help keep us in games. He's not necessarily winning us games, which you kind of want your franchise quarterback to do, but he's keeping us in games or bringing us back, and that's where my knock would be, right? Green Bay game, we got down 31-3. It seems like every single game, with the exception of the Philly game, he starts slow every game. And I know he can't control drops, and you could say, oh, we lead the league in drops. Sure, that's fine. I'm not 100% sure. So he made some throws Sunday. For instance, the interception, he tried to force a ball to Amari Cooper, which was picked off by Stephon Gilmore. Amari Cooper's another subject. Very disappointed in his performance on Sunday. Dak Prescott also threw another one in the end zone, and I believe it was to Jason Witten, which was underthrown and almost intercepted by Gilmore again. And had that been dry conditions, I think he would have intercepted that. It was just not a very good throw. Jason Witten played maybe the worst game I've seen him play in a very, very long time. I think he had 2 or 3 drops in his hands that should have been caught. But for the most part, Dak Prescott has been the one bright spot on that offensive side of the ball. Like I said, he's not winning us games, which we need him to do, but if I had to give out, letter grades, he would get the highest grade. So we're going to win the division. That's going to happen. We're going to host our first game. We'll be in Dallas. Seattle, we lose that game. I don't think Seattle's going to catch San Francisco at all. That's not going to happen. I think San Francisco would run right through us. They are disgusting, man. They're amazing. Green Bay is going to win their division, so it's likely going to be Seattle or, God, I don't even know who the other wild card team. The Rams. Okay, we could beat the Rams. I don't think the Rams are. Jared Goff looks terrible. The Rams team looks terrible. They just got annihilated by Baltimore. Lamar Jackson is, first of all, that kid's amazing to watch. Amazing to watch. But yeah, so Jason Garrett, if we fire him, Jerry Jones said today that he's not going to get fired mid-season, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to fire him mid-season unless you're just trying to appease the fans. And I know there's a lot, including Skip Bayless, that want to see him gone. But if you fire him, especially with a winning record, and you're going to win the East, and that's the problem. That's the conundrum we're in right now, is if Jason Garrett wins the NFC East again, that will be, I believe, 4 out of 6 years that Jason Garrett has won the NFC East. And you're going to fire him after he has a winning record, a winning regular season record. He's won the NFC East 4 out of 6 years. It's going to be interesting it's going to be difficult to fire him if he wins the East again. And that's the conundrum we're in. Like, you kind of want to tank so that he can get fired. But if you tank, you're taking years off of people's lives, to your productivity. Ezekiel Elliott, as I've already mentioned before, he's lost a step. He's not the same running back that he was, 2 years ago or even last year. Dak seems to be getting better or improving with the weapons that he has. But then what do you do? We have some offseason contracts that we need to address. We have Dak Prescott needs a contract. Amari Cooper needs a contract. And then we need to shore up the defense. I'm still a firm believer that defense wins championships. Are you happy with the defense where we're at now? I'm not happy with them. I think Jalen Smith has not played up to his potential. Goodness gracious. The other linebacker. God, why can't I remember his name? Anyways, he's the Wolf Hunter. He's been hurt the last couple games, and it's a neck injury. The last time I seen that was, for my old school Cowboy fans, Dat Wynn had a neck problem and eventually had to retire because of that neck problem. Hopefully that's not one of those cases. But yeah, anytime it's the neck or the head, not usually a good sign. Hasn't played very well either. Sean Lee's came in, but you don't want Sean Lee playing 16 games if you can help it. I don't know how many times in his career he has played 16 games, but I'm not happy. Jeff Heath, I'm not a fan of Jeff Heath. I know he's got a little fanboy club out there. I'm not a big fan of Jeff Heath. I'm not even big on Byron Jones. We don't produce turnovers, man. Byron Jones has never been a ball hawk. Yeah, he can cover, but we need turnovers. We need guys that are going to take chances and create some turnovers. Anthony Brown's IR. We need help on defense. But can we afford help if we sign Dak Prescott to a max contract and then give Amari Cooper his money? I don't know if we can. So, God, I'm thinking Vanderland for some reason, but that's gonna piss me off. Fuck. Anyways, so yeah, I'm not really happy. Dak Prescott, highest grade in the offense so far, with the exception of offensive line. I think they've protected him extremely well this season. Too many times I've seen him back there. He's had all day to throw the ball, man, which helps him out. Blake Jarwin, I've said this before the beginning of the season when Jason Witten decided to come back. I wish they would start Blake Jarwin and then spell him with Jason Witten. Van Der Esch, Jesus. But spell him with Jason Witten, because Jason Witten is just not very dynamic. Even if he catches the ball, he's not going anywhere. I don't know. Blake Jarwin at least poses a threat of creating something from nothing. He's a lot more athletic than Jason Witten is. So, yeah, I don't know. Chris Richard, head coach. I'm not sold on Chris Richard. I'm not sold on Kellen Moore. If we get bounced, so if in the event that Philadelphia wins the NFC East and we don't make the playoffs, I would blow the entire coaching staff up completely. I'd get rid of Rod Marinelli, Jason Garrett, Chris Richard, Kellen Moore. I would get rid of everybody. Throw some money at a Lincoln Riley, or I know Urban Meyer said something about that would be his dream coaching job. I'll pass on Urban Meyer. He's a liability. But I would get somebody in there, start from scratch. Let's create a culture of winning. Some confidence would be great. Not this 4th and 1 and you're kicking field goals, or you know what I mean? Like, you have opportunities to at least try to win the game instead of trying not to lose the game, which I think Jason Garrett does too much. We need new blood. We need to start over. Coaching staff, we need a new mentality. We need to create a new culture, a culture we haven't had there in 25 years. That's what I think. That's my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, I don't think Jason Garrett's completely the issue. I think Jerry Jones has to take some of that blame. Needs to shut the hell up. Get off fucking social media. Do you need to talk to the media after every game? Do you need to talk at all to the media? Just stop. That's wishful thinking. I know it's not going to happen, but that's what I would like to see. Other than that, yeah. So like I said, Dak Prescott, best grade for me. I've definitely seen some improvement in his game. He's not Pat Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, but he's definitely improved from what I've seen, and we've needed it because teams have intentionally taken out Ezekiel Elliott, and we're gonna need Zeke down the stretch if we're trying to win. But like I said, no way in hell we're beating San Francisco. No way in hell we're beating Baltimore. I don't think that we're gonna beat. I don't think we're gonna beat Green Bay, even though they just got smacked by San Francisco. I just think that Aaron Rodgers just has our number. But yeah, my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think. I'll try to make some more videos, especially as things transpire. But you guys have a great day. Got Turkey Day coming up. Should be able to beat the Bills. If we do, that'll be the first team this year that we beat with a winning record. They're 8-3, so go Cowboys. Peace.